Thank you all for coming to Saab Mini Talks. My name is David Shomar. I'm Vice President of Civil Security for the MENA region. We're going to talk about digital airports. What are digital airports? Well, we have a challenge, the air traffic management community. We want to know, are digital airports the future, or is this just a passing phase? Do we invest in digital towers, or don't we invest in digital towers? So let me share with you a little story here. You see, we set out on a vision to literally revolutionize the air traffic control system. We had an idea, we put that idea to paper, and literally it took 9 years from our idea to go from idea to complete design. What you are looking at here right now is the first operational airport that is remotely controlled and certified by our air navigation service provider, LFV, to actually run this airport. These gentlemen are controlling an airport that is 150 kilometers away from where they are sitting. That is called digital airport. Let's talk about that a little bit. I'm going to tell you a little story about that. See, in April 21st, 2015, was a very important day for Saab, our partners, as well as the whole air traffic management family. That day, the Swedish Minister of Infrastructure cut the ribbon to initiate the first control tower out of Sundsvall, controlling another airport 150 kilometers away. That was the revolution. But it was more than a revolution. It was an innovation and a disruptive innovation. What do we mean by disruptive innovation? Well, there was a professor at Harvard, Professor Christensen, who defined disruptive innovation as an innovation that disrupts the business cycle, disrupts the existing business, but also creates new businesses. So our innovation is a disruptive innovation, but it also is a business innovation that creates new businesses. So what is the business transformation that Digital Towers has created? Well, let me go through and explain to you what a business transformation does. In the past, we had telephones, wired telephones. Now we all have our mobile phones. It didn't only transfer mobile phones, the wired telephones, to something we can take with us, but it also had a business innovation into it. Right now, our phones can transmit images. We can see each other. It also can transmit data from wherever we are to wherever we want it to be. This is called business transformation. It takes one business and expands it. And now we have a brand new business that we can deal with, new technology, new things that we can do. Well, Digital Tower did the same thing for existing concrete and glass towers. A concrete and glass tower where you sit there and you look out the window. Here we have a mast with 14 cameras that look 360 degrees and transmit that information to screens that look 360 degrees. So the controller hasn't changed their environment. They sit in a place, they're looking at screens that look like the window that they had in that existing concrete tower. What turned out to be this start, which is a remote tower, is turning into a digital tower now because we are digitalizing the eyes of the controller. What the controller sees now is digital. We can share it. These are some of the things that we can use now because of digital technology. You look on the top left side of the screen, you will see the control center of the digital tower. These controllers are looking out the window, which we call out the window display, OTW, and they're seeing their screens exactly as they would if they were sitting in an existing tower. But they don't only get that. Because that is digital now, they can put information up on those screens that before they had to look down instead of looking up at what their airspace looks like. So you can put your meteorological information, your wind speed, your temperature, all that information can be a picture-in-picture right out the window display. You can also zoom in and zoom out. Instead of putting binoculars and limiting the vision of the controller to what the binoculars can see, Now we can zoom in and it's picture on picture. You're still looking at your whole airspace that you're controlling, but you're zooming and capability of zooming that you have on there. What's nice about it too is, look at the aircraft that are up there. They travel with their own electronic tags. No more need for electronic flight strips where I have to look down and move it from one place to another, losing again my vision of the airspace that I'm controlling. Those aircraft move now, and on that screen, out the window display, it moves their electronic tag. It identifies them for the controller. We can add infrared. At night, a controller cannot see what's going on. With the infrared zoom camera that we have, we can identify the aircraft. You can see, this is what we call business transformation. This is the revolution in air traffic control. This is digital control. That's where we got to from the start of remote tower. It's even a lot more than that. Now that we have all this information digitalized, imagine the environment of an airport, in an airport control center. All that information that the controller used to see with their own eyes, now that we digitalize that information, it can be shared by all those different stakeholders at the airport. Catering, baggage control, baggage handling, you name it, they can all share that information. So now they can click on the screen on an aircraft, and instead of sending their trucks to gate number B23 for flight 123, that flight is already delayed for half an hour and it's going to be at a different gate. All of a sudden they know that information. They're not going to send it. Airlines that have that information, instead of actually waiting and queuing in line, that system now tells them, hold at the gate. Don't push back until I tell you. You have a free reign all the way up to takeoff. That way they save money. Passengers save time, there's a lot less delays, and the whole airport environment completely is more efficient, and the carbon footprint has been cut of that airport tremendously. All because we can share information and big data. All because we have digitalized air traffic control. So now we have a towerless airport. We don't need any more concrete towers. We can use that digital tower in order to be able to accomplish a lot more than what the original tower did. Controllers are happier, passengers are safer, and the airlines are making more money and more efficient for all the stakeholders at the airport. So this is what the future looks like. This is my presentation. Thank you all for coming. You can come and see the future at our Saab stand. We'll show you more about what digitalizing a tower is done. We'll show you where the vision of Saab and the innovation of Saab has taken us. Thanks a lot.